Hello. Sales Director Sonia Hawkins here. And I am back with more ways to find new leads for your Mary Kay business. So a couple of you came back and you loved the other two videos that I did about ways to grow your business and find new leads. But then there were a few of you who said, I'm not quite ready for that level yet. I'm not ready to really get out there and talk to people and ask questions yet. And I get it. We've all been fearful at some point or another. So I will just say this to you. I'm going to share a more passive way to possibly get some leads for your Mary Kay business. But I just want you to know a couple of things. Number one, it's going to cost you a little bit of money. It's going to require you to be patient. But then just know that if you really, truly want to grow your business, eventually you're going to have to talk to people and kind of get out of your comfort zone. But until you get there, here is one place that you could start. So here we go. You know, over the past 6 to 8 months, I've been visiting lots of different doctors' offices and hospitals with my father, who currently has prostate cancer. And so we've been to urologists and we've gotten blood tests and we've done PET scans and MRIs and all kinds of stuff that I don't even remember. And all these different doctors' offices that we've been to. And guess what? They all have one thing in common. They all had a waiting room. Now, because the waiting rooms that I've been in here lately have all been, you know, like healthcare related, they all had magazines with healthcare stuff like health and fitness, good housekeeping, things like that. Now, what's really funny, the side note, most of these magazines had a Mary Kay product featured somewhere in them, which is pretty awesome, all in and of itself, because Mary Kay is fabulous and we have fabulous products. And of course, so many of our products have the good housekeeping seal. And so even in health and fitness magazines, you will see Mary Kay products. So anyway, back to the point. All of these places have waiting rooms. So think about all the places you've been to that have waiting rooms, maybe not just there, but at hair salons and nail salons and dentist office. And there are just so many places that have waiting rooms, that have racks and that have carts, some grocery stores, places like that, where they have magazines available for people to take and read. So here's my thought and my suggestion for you. What if all the different places that you visit this month that have waiting rooms, what if you leave about 3 lookbooks in each one of those waiting rooms? Whether you have to go there or whether you purposely go there just to leave some books. So it's going to cost you, I believe it's $3.50 for a pack of 10 lookbooks, or you can do beauty books. I really kind of like the lookbook better, even though the beauty books are probably a little cheaper. But anyway, I digress. So what if you decided you were going to leave 3 to 4 books in waiting rooms across your city? Now, if you're going to do this, I would suggest that you go big, because if you just do 2 or 3 waiting rooms and you leave 3 books in each one, you're probably, chances are, not much is going to happen. Let's just be real. It's a numbers game. It's not magical. It's mathematical. So if you're going to do it big, you got to go big and bold and do at least 100 books across the city in like just a 1 week time frame. Maybe you pick out a couple different places, and each day you visit 3 or 4 places and leave books until all of them are gone. So I would suggest doing 100 all at once at a couple of different places, right? And so that would be the best way. Now, here's the thing with it. It's going to take some time. You may not get a hit right away. You're going to have to be patient. There are places and people that I've met who I've done a facial with them, either in person or maybe they've picked up a book from somewhere for me. And sometimes it's months and months and months later, and they're like, hey, you don't know me, but you know, and so you just never know. It's a waiting game because you're not talking to them. You're not getting their information. So you can't follow up with them. You're just leaving them your information and hoping that they contact you. So that's one thought. Here's the second thought. What if you leave books with your entire neighborhood, not in their mailbox? For some reason, I feel like that might be a problem, but you can leave it on their porch. And if you're concerned about weather and things like that, you can go to either Amazon or My Girlfriend's House. It's mygirlfriendshouse.com. Literally, just spell it out, mygirlfriendshouse.com. And you can get cellophane bags. And the good thing about their website is that they work with Mary Kay consultants all the time. So they know what size bags we need. And so it will say this bag will hold business cards, or this bag is big enough to hold the Mary Kay lookbook. And you can get those bags and you can put your lookbook in there, and you can get the bags that have the door hanger, you know, the hole for the door so you can hang them, or you can just sit them on porches. That's another way that you can possibly get more leads and do it passively without having to talk to people. Don't just stop at your neighborhood. Go to a different neighborhood. Again, with both of these ideas, the main thing is I suggest you go large and you do at least 100 at a time. Do 100 this month, do 100 next month, do 100 the month after that, because the more you get them out there, the better chance you have to getting some responses back. So here's another suggestion for you. If you decide that this is something that you're going to try, I suggest that maybe you decide to put at least one sample on there. I wouldn't go overboard with a ton of stuff, but one sample might be good. In fact, charcoal mask is super popular. It's super easy. It works with most everybody, and it's very inexpensive. I think you get 6 of them in a pack for $1. Like, super easy, right? Super easy. And so you could literally split them up, take that one sample, find the page in your lookbook that has the charcoal mask featured, tape it on there, glue it on there, whatever you need to do. Boom, now you've got a sample. That's how simple it can be. So now they have a product they can actually try. Here's another thing for you. If this is something that you're going to do, make sure that you are active and you have ProPay set up. So back in the day, before the pandemic, you could become a consultant and it was your choice whether or not you had a website. It was your choice whether or not you had ProPay. If you came in at any time during the pandemic, then now the website and ProPay are part of your starter kit. So whichever one you are, whether you've been a consultant a long time or whether you're brand new, make sure you have a website and you have it set up, because there are people out there who came in during the pandemic. The website is paid for and you haven't even set up. Set up your website, set up ProPay. Why is this important if you're doing this? Because if they get your book, your information is going to be on that book. Okay, that's a whole other thing. Let me backtrack for a second. Yes, you can write your information on the lookbook, but I would suggest you go to MK Connections and you either get the relabel, reorder stickers so that you put the sticker on the book, or you get the stamp so you can stamp the book, because it just looks more professional than you writing in your information. And plus, not everybody can read everyone's handwriting. Let's be honest. When you're looking at numbers and you're trying to figure out who to call and what's this letter, yeah. So let me say that first. Okay, now let's go back. Now let's go back to the website and the ProPay. Here's the deal. They are going to go onto your website and they are going to place an order. And if you're not active, you could miss out. You could miss out. So Mary Kay spent lots of money in research and found out many, many years ago, just like so many other companies have done, that there are millions of people out there who want Mary Kay products, and they go to marykay.com and they find a consultant and they get ready to shop. And when they get to the very end, the site used to want them to register in order for them to check out, and they didn't want to. Why? Because maybe somewhere in life they met a very passionate Mary Kay consultant who kept on them about buying products, who kept on them about joining their team, and they just don't want that type of experience anymore. They just want to buy what they want when they want. I get it, totally get it. But because we were losing that business, then Mary Kay, again, like so many websites that we see nowadays, decided to offer us a guest checkout option, which means that they can check out as a guest, and Mary Kay will see their full name and their address and mail the products directly from the Mary Kay warehouse directly to that customer. But the consultant would not have that person's personal information, so the consultant can't reach out to them. So as much as we would love to have offered them great customer service, the bottom line is this: if you're active, your ProPay and website are set up and ready to go, strangers can log on to your website. They can place an order, pay for an order, have the product shipped, and all you have to do is just collect the money that's in the bank. So if this is an option that you're going to do, is leave books in different places, you want to make sure that your stuff is ready to go so that they can do guest checkout if that's what they decide to do. Because if they have to register, there's a chance they may just abandon it and go shop elsewhere, go look for Mary Kay on Amazon, which we don't want them to do. So there you go. There you go. Those are my ideas for you. Leaving books in waiting rooms for people, making sure you're putting samples in there, leaving books on in different neighborhoods, on porches. And so if you do the My Girlfriend's House, you can find lots of bags. Like I said, they're colorful, they're pretty. This one is too big. I got the wrong size last time I ordered. I put a book in there. I also have a God Thought card. I go a little overboard. I love gifts. My customers always get a God Thought card in their order. If you don't know what a God Thought card is, you can look up God Thought card online. It was started by my national Stacey James. One of her directors has a son who does all the artwork, and then Stacey James just adds scriptures and sayings to them. And so people absolutely love them. They're encouraging and motivating. And then I put a sample. I always do candy that's not chocolate and doesn't have peanuts. So like mostly fruity stuff like Tootsie Rolls and Starburst and things like that. And so that's what I do. That's what I do when I make up bags, but you can do it any way that you like. So good luck to you. I hope this helps for those of you who wanted a more passive way to possibly find new customers. Again, keep in mind, it may take a while for these people to contact you. Make sure you're active and that your website and ProPay are working. Make sure you put your information on the books in a professional manner so that people will take you seriously. And then remember that numbers matter. The more you get out there, the massive numbers that you get out there, the more possibilities you'll get some back. So I'll leave you with this one last thing. I was just listening to a sales director the other day. Two different ones. One of them does 100 books every single month and blankets a different neighborhood each month. And so far that has grown her team enormously in the number of customers that they have and the number of new consultants they have. Another sales director that I listened to the other day has been leaving them in waiting rooms. And there was one person in particular who grabbed the book from the waiting room, bought product from her, contacted her to buy more. She talked to that person. They decided to host a party. And long story short, because of that one book and that one waiting room and that one customer who picked it up, she ended up with over 30 new people in her unit, 30 new team members in her unit from that one book. Not that one party, but just over the course of what they did in their business over the next couple of months. So you just never know. Don't expect it to happen overnight. Don't expect it to all happen at once. Don't expect, these great things to happen, but do expect that something will come of it if you do your part, you believe, you do the work, and then let God do the results. And eventually you'll have to put faith over your fear and get out there and talk to people. Get out there and talk to people. But until then, I hope this helps. So if you have any other ideas, you know the drill. Drop them in the chat, share them with the rest of us so that we can participate. We can grow our businesses as well. Because listen, there's enough business out there for all of us. So blessings to you. I pray that this helps you grow your business.